Hey, Bubba, how's things at the front? How you doing, boy? What you need? Need some machine guns? Need some nades? Need some tanks? Need some mines? I got them all. What do you need, bub? Boots? I ain't got no boots. What do you think this is? Supply? Get off my blind and quit wasting my time. Boy.
Hey, Sarge. Sarge. Hey.
What do you want?
Sarge. What do you want? Look, man, you told me I could have this morning off. Look, I'm in my greens. I got an appointment down at the finance office. The Trans Am's waiting. All I have to do is go down and sign the loan application, talk to the guy at the dealership, give him the money, pick up my car, and I'm gone. And you got me doing this crap. Look, I look like crap.
I told you that as soon as you finish this job, you could go downtown and see the man. I didn't say you could go downtown and see the man. I said you had to finish this job before you could see the man.
You promised me the morning off, man.
When I was happy. I'm not happy right now. This job isn't done.
When's it going to be done?
When you're finished.
Hey, you want me to do all this mess here? You want me to clean up this half of the supply room? It's going to take all day.
No, hold it. I want you to clean up all of the supply room.
That's not what you said, Sarge. You said, get this stuff done and I could take off.
No.
But that's not fair. Now you're telling me I got to clean the whole supply room?
No, read my
Oh,
lips.
man.
I said the whole supply room.
Give me a break.
When you go downtown, it's when I'm happy.
Hey, I've been working for you for 6 months. You haven't given me a half a day off yet.
That's because I haven't been happy with your job performance.
I've been busting my butt.
What have you done? You've gone on sick call almost every day.
I'm a college graduate.
So?
I went to UMass.
So?
I don't need to put up with this stuff.
That and 60 cents will get you a cup of coffee over at the PX.
Hey, Sarge.
What?
I got an appointment. Do me a favor, would you?
No, you...
Hold this for a second. Would you do me a favor, Sarge? Would you take this box and stuff it?
Hey, Private, I don't have to take that. We're going to see the first sergeant. Come with me.
Okay, let's go see the first sergeant.
Get out there.
Boom, 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 boom. Now charge. Grease the treads of those tanks, you dirty commies. Die. One moment. Gotta lock up classified materials in the safe. Just be a second. Come in. Yes. Lieutenant Bouchard, come right in.
Sir, Lieutenant Bouchard reports his order.
Yes, take a seat. Tell you what, they keep me busy. Paper, day and night. Listen, Jim, been talking with the first sergeant a few hours ago. I'm glad you could make it as quickly as you did. He reports to me that there was some sort of brouhaha down in the supply room this morning. Private Schmuck apparently got into an argument with the supply sergeant, Sergeant Tumler. And it was serious enough that they could take it to the first sergeant. Now, I don't know the exact background of the incident. Now, what I want you to do is to conduct a preliminary inquiry into this incident. All right? And be prepared to brief me at 1500 today. You got anything on the burner that going to supersede this?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Find out a few things particular for me. Find out which offense was committed. Take a look at the UCMJ, make sure that it ties in sound with that. Secondly, determine if there's probable cause to believe that Private Schmuck indeed did commit that offense. All right? Give me some background information on Schmuck. I want to know, if he's got any other Article 15s. When he transferred here from his other unit, if he had any problems with the NCOs or the officers in that other unit. Let's see, he was over in the other division, right? Over on the other side of camp. Give them a call, see what they can tell you.
Yes, sir.
And then last but not least, I want your recommendation. He is in your platoon anyways. All right? And we'll see which way we have to go. Any questions?
No, sir.
Think you can make the suspense?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Excellent. Well, that should do it. You and wife gonna be able to make it Saturday night for the coffee?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Thanks a
Excellent.
lot.
No problems. Where was I? Paper, paper, paper. Now, back to the war.
Well, sir, I just completed my preliminary inquiry, and I believe it's a violation of Article 91 UCMJ involving Sergeant Tumlin and Private Schmuck. And I brought my manuals of court-martial along to go through the elements of proof with you that led me to this conclusion. First one is that the accused, Private Schmuck, is an enlisted member. In fact, he did use provocative language toward.
What exactly did he say?
Well, sir, he, according to Sergeant Tumlin, told him that he was not going to finish his assigned duties. In fact, to take a box and stuff it.
Stuff it?
Yes, sir, stuff it.
Sounds good to me. Continue.
In fact, that Private Schmuck said these words in the sight of Sergeant Tumlin, his superior non-commissioned officer, and in fact that he knew that Sergeant Tumlin was in charge. In fact that Sergeant Tumlin, the victim, was in execution of his duties. Finally, that the victim, Sergeant Tumlin, was a superior non-commissioned officer. Sir, along with these elements of proof, I've discussed with Sergeant Tumlin the actual incident, and as far as I can tell, there's probable cause that Private Schmuck did in fact commit this offense. As far as some background information on Private Schmuck, he transferred to this unit after doing an outstanding job in his previous unit. The reason we got him is he was not working in his MOS at the time. And matter of fact, he won his flashlight award in his other unit. That's the facts I have as an announcer.
Okay. Is there anything in your investigations or your inquiries to lead you to any evidence that perhaps this incident was provoked by the NCO?
No, sir. As far as I can tell, Sergeant Tumlin was just executing his duties, and Private Schmuck determined that his going to conduct private business was more important.
What private business did he have that was so important?
Sir, he had an appointment this morning, and Sergeant Tumlin had told him once he completed his duties in the supply room he could go. And Schmuck decided that it was more important for him to go right away.
You're too eager to go downtown. Okay. What is your recommendation as far as the disposition of this offense?
Well, sir, I've had no previous incidents with Schmuck, but I think because of the seriousness of the offense, the fact that Sergeant Tumlin was executing his duties as assigned, that we ought to go with a company grade Article 15.
Well, I agree that we need to catch this young man's attention, make him realize he cannot treat our NCOs in that manner. I consider disrespect to be serious, certainly not serious enough to warrant a court-martial or anything about that. I think you're right. I think Article 15 will grab his attention pretty quick. Okay,
Sir,
I'll get first, Sergeant.
I
Have him prepare the paperwork.
forgot one other thing.
Yes.
In fact, you might want to consider when going through the rest of this proceedings, and that's there was one incident involving Private Schmuck about 2 months ago with some ducks on the post pond. But
Yes, I heard about that incident.
yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's neither here nor there. We have to go with the facts and the situation of this case as we see them now.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Thank you. Yes, sir. I'll see you. First Sergeant, get in here, will you? That's all right. Come in.
Sir, PFC Schmuck reporting is directed by the first sergeant.
This is Schmuck, stand at ease.
Thank you, sir.
Schmuck, as your commander, I have disciplinary powers under Article 15 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You are here for an Article 15 proceedings. Now, in order that we perform these proceedings accurately and legally, I'll be reading to you from the regulation. I received a report that you violated the Uniform Code, and I'm considering imposing non-judicial punishment under the Article 15. Now, that's not a formal trial court-martial. As a record of the proceedings, I'll be using this DA Form 2627. I'm going to give this to you, and I want you to read the first two parts, items 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
Now, item 1 states those offenses you have reported to have committed. And item 2 lists the rights you have in these proceedings under the provisions of Article 31 of the Code. You're not required to make any statement or even provide any information concerning the alleged offense. But if you do, it may be used against you in these proceedings or in a trial by court-martial. Now, you have a right to consult with a lawyer as stated in item 2. Now, do you understand what item 1 is saying?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the offense you're reported to have committed?
Oh, I sure do. Yes, sir.
Okay. How about 2? You got any questions about your rights in these proceedings?
No, sir.
Good. Action.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, there's some decisions you have to make, Private Schmuck. You have to decide whether you want to demand a trial by court-martial. Now, if you demand a trial by court-martial, these proceedings will stop. They will halt. I will then have to decide whether to initiate court-martial proceedings against you. And if you were to be tried by court-martial for the offense alleged against you, you could be tried by a summary court-martial, a special court-martial, or a general court-martial. Now, if you were tried by a special or a general court-martial, you would be able to be represented by a military lawyer, appointed at no expense to you, or by a civilian lawyer that you paid for. If you don't demand a trial by court-martial, you must then decide whether you want to present witnesses or submit any evidence as to your defense, extenuation, or mitigation. Your decision not to demand trial by court-martial will not be considered as an admission that you committed the offense. You understand what that's saying?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay. You can still submit evidence in your behalf. Now, the evidence in defense are facts showing that you did not commit the offense, as stated in item 1, that you're not guilty. And even if you cannot present any evidence in defense, you can still present evidence in extenuation and mitigation. Evidence in extenuation are circumstances surrounding the offense. That is, showing why the offense is not quite as bad as it sounds like it is. And evidence in mitigation are facts about you, the soldier, that you're a good soldier and that you should deserve life punishment. You can make a statement and you can request to have a spokesperson speak on your behalf. Now, I'll interview any available witnesses and consider any evidence you think I should examine. Finally, you must decide whether you wish to request that the proceedings be open to the public. A lot of decisions to make. You understand the decisions you have to make?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, if you don't demand trial by court-martial, and after you've presented your evidence, I am convinced that you committed the offense, I could punish you. Now, that maximum punishment for Article 15, I've got here somewhere, could be up to 14 days extra duty, 14 days
Restriction?
Possibly. Yes, restriction. 7 days, correctional custody. It's over in the stockade. I could bust you 1 grade, and I could force you to forfeit 7 days pay a week. Now, should you decide to go for court-martial, you could get a bad conduct discharge, 6 months confinement, and total forfeiture of pay. Now, as Item 2 points out, you've got a right to talk to an attorney before you make your decision. Matter of fact, I'm going to insist you talk to an attorney. A military lawyer you can talk to is free of charge over in Building 79, Fort UMass. And you'll have 48 hours to think over what your decision is going to be and get back with me. You may advise me of your decision at any time before that 48-hour period is up. Now, if you don't make a timely demand for trial, or if you refuse to sign this here 2627, excuse me, indicating your decision in these matters, I can continue with this Article 15 proceedings even without your consent. You just can't slough it off and skate out on it. Any questions?
No, sir.
See the first sergeant. See the first sergeant for appointment with the lawyer. You are dismissed.
Yes, sir.
David, I've reviewed the Article 15 procedures that your commander has given to you, and my opinion that it would be in your best interest to accept the Article 15 procedures.
Can I turn the Article 15 down and also turn court-martial down?
Well, as we previously discussed, David, you do have the right to turn down Article 15 proceedings. You have to do that formally. If you do that, what your commander then has the option of doing is to either drop the case, or he can then advance the charges to a court martial. Now, it's very important for you to realize that once you turn down Article 15 proceedings, you have no further rights as far as changing your mind. What I mean by that is if then your commander chooses to refer your case for courts-martial, you can't change your mind and say you'll accept the Article 15, nor can you turn down a courts-martial.
Wait a minute. With all due respect, as a lawyer, you're telling me to go ahead and let the company commander process this under non-judicial punishment?
Well, you have to understand what non-judicial punishment is and the ramifications of a court-martial and compare the possible consequences from both. Under non-judicial punishment proceedings, the maximum that the commander can normally do in your case is reduce your grade, give you a forfeiture of pay, and restriction of some privileges. That's minor in comparison to the punishment that could be given as a result of a courts-martial. It could end up being a felony conviction and even perhaps a less than honorable discharge.
Okay, sir. If I take the Article 15, will you come and defend me?
Surely, I gladly would defend you in a courts-martial. If you take the Article 15, you don't have the need to have a lawyer present in those proceedings. You would simply accept the Article 15 and the commander would pass his judgment in the case.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Private Schmuck, I understand you're senior legal advisor.
Yes, sir.
You made the decision, according to the Article 15 form here, to not demand trial by court-martial, and Article 15 proceedings will be closed. And you have someone to speak on your behalf. Who is that person?
Yes, sir. That's Sergeant Dunham right here.
Okay. And you also state that matters in defense, mitigation, and extenuation will be presented by you in person.
Yes, sir.
Normally, Sergeant Tomlin will be required to be here, but since he's in the hospital today, I understand as a result of something to do with a rabbit up on some FTX last weekend. Since he's not present, I've taken a sworn statement, which I have here and I've already read. That pretty much leaves the rest of the action up to you, Private Schmuck. What's your story?
I did what it says there, sir. I really did kind of lose my temper, and I told him to stuff it. And at the time I meant it, but thinking back on it, I realized that was kind of inappropriate. But you gotta understand, sir, the guy's a real hunk. He abuses the troops. He's really mean, he's nasty. I worked with a guy for 6 months now. He's inconsiderate, he's rude, he's socially unacceptable. He's a nasty, vicious, masochistic, hideous person, and he's a lousy human being.
Those are harsh words.
Yes, sir. But Sergeant Dunham works next door, and he hears an awful lot of things that the officers don't hear. He's on his good behavior when the officers are around. But when the officers aren't around, the first sergeant, Sergeant Dunham goes crazy. And Sergeant Dunham knows about this. That's why I asked him if he could come in and talk to you about it.
I see. Well, Sergeant Dunham, can you elaborate on this and shed any additional light?
Well, I think Sergeant Tumblin is very strict, but I think he's also very fair. He's just an NCO that expects a little bit more from people that work for him rather than the regular NCOs. You know, he's a tough NCO, but he's fair.
He's fair. You don't think that he would push an illicit person into doing something?
Not at all, sir.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say, Sergeant Dunham? Or Sergeant Dunham?
No, sir.
Private Schmuck, do you have anything to say in mitigation, defense, or extenuation?
No, sir.
All right. Having considered all the evidence here, I'm convinced that you committed the crime. And I'm imposing the following punishment. Closed hearing, all matters presented, the following punishment is imposed. 7 days extra duty. 7 days restriction. Reduction in grade to E2, but I'm going to suspend that for 90 days. And 7 days forfeiture of pay. I'm imposing this punishment primarily because I will not tolerate disrespect to my NCOs. But I don't think this punishment is as harsh as it could be, primarily because you do have a clear record, and that incident with the duck was never proven. So, I'm going to have this filed in your performance fiche, and I'm advising you of your right to appeal to the battalion commander within 15 days. An appeal made after that time may be rejected as untimely, and punishment is effective unless otherwise stated. Do you understand these punishments?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
Do you desire to appeal?
Yes, sir. I do.
Do you have any matters which you believe can be presented concerning that appeal?
Who do I appeal to, sir?
Battalion commander.
Does that mean that I can go talk to him?
Yes, you can. I can arrange that if you desire.
Yes, sir. I'd like to talk with him.
Okay, what I want you to do is check or initial block C and sign your signature below that initial. Initial block C stating that I appeal and desire to submit materials, and then sign your signature there just below it.
Sir, if I sign this, does this mean I like the punishment?
No, just means you understand it.
Okay, so I sign right here?
Correct.
And you want me to initial?
Right there. That indicates you want to appeal. Okay. I will notify you when I learn what action has been taken on your appeal and when you're to speak to the battalion commander. That's all. You are dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
friendly apples. Oh, I see a tank, artillery, shoot! Go on. Got it, three more, duck, down. Go on, I got it. Ah, good job. Boy, nice talk being the tank commander. Yes, who's there? Just a second, okay. My name?
Sir, PSC Schmuck reporting is ordered.
Schmuck, stand at ease. Understand, Schmuck, you're here to appeal your Article 15, which you got from Captain Enlow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you want to talk to me personally as I deliberate on the issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, sir, it all started about a month ago, and what took place was over a period of time, sir.